Morning students, we'll now continue with the next class of Animalia. Yesterday we have seen Porifera. Okay, so for a quick look at the classification chart, just turn the page and we go to page number 95. Okay, now here yesterday we saw Animalia, the cellular level of organization in Porifera. Okay, now we go to the next one, that is tissue level of organization. Okay, that means from here you have tissues formed. Till here we had only single cells, now we had tissue. Now in this tissue, the first class, that is no body cavity. So there is no body cavity, that is central cavity in these animals. Okay, so today we are going to study two class of animals, that is Coelenterata and Platyhelminthes. Okay, so we go back to the previous page, that is page number 89. Okay, now here we have got Coelenterata. This Coelenterata is also known as Cnidaria. C is silent. Okay, now these animals are living in water. They show more body design differentiations. Yesterday we saw Porifera did not have any body design differentiation. Now here you will have some body design differentiation. There is a cavity in the body. Okay, it's not a proper cavity, but still, and the body is made up of two layers of cells. One layer of the cells which makes the cells outside the body, and other which makes the inner lining of the body cavity. Okay, so if you see, there are two examples given in your textbooks, Hydra and sea anemone. Now this Hydra is cut open and you can see here, this is the dermis, this is the outermost layer, and this is the gastrodermis, which is the innermost layer. Now this outermost layer produces the cells which are on the outer side of the body, while this innermost gastrodermis, it produces the cells which are in the inside the body. Okay, so two layer of cells here. Now some of these species, okay, they live in colonies like corals, while others they live solitary single like Hydra, jellyfish and sea anemone. So these are the examples of coelentrates. Okay, out of which two are shown here, Hydra and sea anemone. Okay, now we go to the next class of animals, that is Platyhelminthes. Now in Platyhelminthes, what happens is the body of these animals, of this group, is far more complex than coelentrates. It's a bit more complex. So as we go and studying higher and higher, the complexity increases. Okay, here we have got two groups to consider. Okay, now which we have studied previously, that is Coelenterata, and we have studied sponges. Okay, now the body is bilateral symmetrical. That means the body can be divided into left and right equal halves like we have. Okay, that is why the body is called as bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, now there are three layers of cells here. Previously we saw that there are two layers of cells. Now here, from here we have got three layers of cells. Okay, and that is why they are known as triploblastic. Okay, now from these three layers of cells you have got different tissues formed. Okay, and we are also triploblastic. From now onwards all the animals will be triploblastic. Okay, this allows outside and inside body lining as well as some organs to be made. Thus some degree of tissue formation has now started from this Platyhelminthes. Okay, but there is no true body cavity. Now body cavity is also known as coelom, so that true body cavity is still not developed here. Okay, the body is flattened dorsoventrally, that means from top to bottom. They are known as flatworms. Okay, now they are either free living or parasitic. Now the free livings are planarians, or you can also known as planaria, and the parasitic animals are fluke. Now let us see the examples on the next page. Just turn the page. There are three examples here of planaria, fluke and tapeworm. Now you can see this body of these animals are dorsoventrally flattened. Okay, and you can have equal, if you see, if you draw a line from the center, you have equal right and left half. That's why they are bilaterally symmetrical and they are flattened worms. Okay, now the next class of animals we'll study in the next class. Okay, thank you.